for 2 minutes, just push it twice. Off it goes on its own.
Right. Okay.
Okay. It has also got auto menu on it, if you want to start worrying about that. But how big a fish it knows you're putting in, I do not know. But clever things. Right. Inside here, just before obviously we talked about the solar panel, it is totally automatic. So
Okay.
obviously when there's daylight there, it will automatically start feeding the battery if it needs it. 2 little lights there, not on at the moment. So what you will see on the top light is either red or green.
Yeah.
Red means it's giving a full 14.5 volts. If it turns green, obviously it's giving quite a small amount less, because obviously the battery's in better condition. Bottom light is green, or you see it green flashing, that will say it's charging. Okay. There will be occasions like now where it's not operating. 1, it's dark. 2, your battery's fully charged and it doesn't need it, and you've obviously got electric connected on the charger, or your battery's quite low and you haven't got electric connected and it shuts them 2 little lights off to save about that much electric. Okay.
Okay.
So obviously if you cover it or do anything like that, obviously that's just as bad as it being in the dark. Just make sure you clean it regularly. So if you're stored anywhere near this, under trees and things like that,
Right.
obviously it's the same as you've got to wash your roof or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just the same as washing your van. So you like car shampoo, whatever, you just wash it.
Right.
Should be fine. Okay. Right, inside the wardrobe, just coming back to the heating system. What's happening there? It's a bit stormy out there then. Right. This is your expansion tank for your heating system. So the water or the fluid is going. Ooh, that's or they just moving the skip around. Right. So what you've got is circulation system. You can see this down here. This is your part radiator.
Right.
Heat will be coming up from behind the seats also, and probably behind the headboard as well. Okay. So that system or the fluid is not the hot water. What's inside the hot water tank? It's a separate system.
Okay.
It's got antifreeze in, so you don't need to drain that for winter.
Right.
Okay. You may need to top it up. So I don't know if you can see there, there's a very faint, but there's a minimum mark and a maximum mark.
I see it.
Yeah. It needs to be at least a finger width above the minimum mark before it starts. As it warms up, it will expand into the tank. If you do need to top it up, make sure you put an antifreeze mix in there. Okay. To top it up, all you do is take that off. Just make sure the system's not running at the time, because that what is sitting in the top there is the pump.
Okay.
Okay, so you can unscrew that, take that out, top it up. You could top it up with water if you're really desperate, you're on site and you're freezing, you want that running. You could top it with water, but you've got to imagine that you are diluting that system.
Yes.
So it's the same with the car. If you dilute the car antifreeze, obviously it's not going to be as efficient.
Yeah. Yeah. Chucking it down.
Yeah. I brought my waterproof coat today on. Where were we? So just make sure if you do put any in, make sure it's the correct type as well. There are 2 different types that we use. There's a pink and a blue one. Don't ask me what the actual specification is, but you can get ready mix in the shop anyway.
Right. Okay.
Also in here, you can just see down the corner is your TV aerial. That should look pretty similar to your last one, I would expect.
Yeah.
And also the amplifier for the TV signal.
Okay.
So obviously make sure that's switched on before you try and obtain a signal. If you must have had a directional, I assume, before on the previous one. So you'll just unscrew that, have a look, see where everybody else is pointing theirs, and you can turn it around to pick up the signal off them, or what they're trying to get off. Okay. Table storage, just make sure you do clip it in before you travel.
Right.
Definitely don't want that bouncing around or coming out of that locker as you're travelling. It's going to cause some expensive damage if you do. Okay.
Okay.
Right, bathroom. I'll say there's nothing too complicated in here. What you'll see is obviously you've got a radiator type towel rail.
Yeah.
Okay, see that on the top there? That's to bleed. If you've got air in the system, you obviously bleed it like a domestic system at home.
Yeah.
So obviously be careful, because it has got antifreeze mix in there, which you wouldn't have had at home. Put a cloth or something around it just to stop it obviously going down the wall or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay, toilet, electric flush. I don't know if you can hear that, but if you can hear that noise, normally that means that the flush tank's empty. Obviously you need to go and top that up. Obviously the seat does swivel, so I don't think it's falling off as you're sitting on it. It's obviously cleverly designed to fit into all the narrow spaces you can imagine, and still spin it around enough to have your room for your legs. Okay, like I said, there's nothing too complicated in here. Your shower head, with obviously if you've just got an Aquarol water supply, you are limited to how much water you have got.
Yes.
So 40 litres is not going to go a long way if you've got the shower flat out, and also your hot water tank obviously as you draw hot water out to the hot water tank, it tops up with cold.
Yeah.
So hot water is not going to last too long either. Obviously that the boost function will help by increasing the temperature. So what you've got here, you can see that there. So you can have it on continuous,
Yeah.
or so a bit like a garden hose. You can just use a bit of water when you need it.
Right. Gotcha.
Otherwise, if you've got it flat out, it's just going to use all the water
Yeah.
and hot water rather quickly. It's either that or you use the facilities on the site,
Yeah.
Which is
Okay.
what we
which
do.
is the best. I think it's always the best thing. I've never used
Yeah.
the shower on board, to be honest.
No.
Facilities on these sites are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, light switches. The one for the bathrooms is just on the side where the wash basin is. The ones for in the bedroom are here. So the one above the locker there and above my head, and also you've got a floor light one. So a little posh floor light one.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. You also got a posh floor light one there as well, which is switched right at the front by that socket. So if you try and find the switch
this
for that,
one.
yeah. So that's that one. Okay, so that switches that one off.
Right.
The temperature dropped again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just what I tend to like is handing these caravans over in the winter, because you can see how good this heating system is. Then when
Yeah.
you walk out to that door, you would notice a hell of a temperature drop. Light switches, splashback, obviously quite posh as well. It's got the one under the counter. It's there. The one above is on that light there. So the one on the right hand side, you can see just above your head.
Right.
So that does the lockers, or
Yeah.
above the lockers, and the other one on the left hand side, that does that actual light.
Okay. Yeah.
Then spotlights. So they've got their own little switch there. And you've also got that the kitchen one there's got its own little one on
Yeah.
the end of that as well. Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully that's everything. You've also
Okay.
got a smoke alarm and carbon monoxide alarm as well.
Yeah. What's that thing?
That's your PIR sensor for the
Oh, the
for
alarm.
Yeah,
Right,
so that's-
okay.
That picks up movement.
Yeah.
Okay. Handbook. So that's your handbook there.
Right.
If you like reading things like that, or if you're struggling to get to sleep, you may read a couple of pages. Alright.
Right.
Okay, happy with that. Right,
Yeah.
what I've got here is a little test to see if you've been listening
Okay.
or not. Right, all this is that's just mine to start with. So all it is on explanation of how the caravan works. So obviously I've demonstrated all the different things that obviously attached. So what I want you to do now is tick through all of these just to make sure you're happy I've explained it or you already know it. Okay,
Right.
so Chris Etchin, have you heard what Chris is?
Yeah, that's anti-theft, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Well, so what you've got, the Chris Etchin itself is actually on the windows. So
Yeah.
in tiny little dots, that's your actual chassis number. Your insurance company will want to know that.
Yeah.
Your Chris number. Chris is actually similar to DVLA and can't say that either. DVLA and cars.
Yeah.
And Chris is the caravan version of.
Right,
Okay?
okay.
So we register you and the caravan together. You will receive documentation in a few weeks' time to say you are now the owner of
Right.
this.
Okay.
Okay? So tick for all of these. I need to sign there. That's to do with the wheel nuts. Obviously your responsibility when you leave us.
Yes.
You obviously check them regularly. I will check that before you leave. Tick for all of these. Tick for all these. Obviously as long as they apply, most of them I think do. Some may repeat themselves. Read, print and sign there. Issue page, if you're not happy with anything, so you're not happy how clean it is,
Yeah.
any extra that should have been fitted or supplied, or service issues, so if it's something like a door hanging off, there shouldn't
Yeah.
be. If
Right.
there is, obviously point it out to myself, we'll get that sorted before you leave.
Okay.
Okay? If
Right.
there's no issues, you can just write no issues.
Okay.
Print and sign there. Then next page is blank, so another tree gone. Then what we've got here, a bit of a damp piece of paper now. As James explained to you, we book you a snagging appointment.